Oh, man.
So are we live now?
We are live.
Did it start?
It started.
Cool. Very cool. Well, I see us in an ad, which is unfortunate for me, but greetings, friends, and welcome to an unconventional new take as we desperately try to fill our affiliate level obligations here on Twitch.
Right.
We owe, how much time exactly do we owe?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay. We owe time or we will lose our affiliate status and potentially our monetization. We will lose our which would be outrageous. So, what can you do? We can do this. We can just visual. How the hell do I? I can't subscribe. Back to subscribe. There we go. Elevate my subscription. No. Use my Prime sub. Let's get this ad gone. Subscribe with Prime. There we go. Now I'm a subscriber again.
Yay.
How delightful. Yeah, we're doing it, this thing. Let's go. Hey, Peck's here. Josh is here.
Oh, man.
We've got friends. How delightful. So, I'm going to warn you all, this is going to be a pretty slapdick operation tonight. And that's okay. Yep. We're still going to have fun in our own special way. So, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the fun. So, my name's John. You guys know me. Peck wrote a book about me.
He did.
With a healthy assist from AI. With me, as always, is Snowy. Hi, Snowy.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
We're home.
We are.
We're home from Nationals. I, myself, got home from Nationals 14 hours ago. Slept for about 3. And so, I'm
feeling a little tired right now.
I am not running at 100%. That is okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to chit-chat. We're going to visit a little bit. And I'm going to step away to put my kids to bed here in probably about 20, 30 minutes. And I'll be back for about another hour. But we have let the universe know that we are ready for guests to pop in and share their thoughts a little bit later. But let's start with us.
Sure.
Snow.
Yeah.
What Nationals is over.
Right.
We take one tear-filled eye and look backwards, and one eye looking towards a bright, shining future in Minnesota next year. So share your thoughts, share your reflections. Are you more sad? Or are you more excited about what the future holds?
This year was a little bit of bittersweet. I am glad about the D teams that we brought in. I think that they performed admirably. I think the C team did well. I would have liked my teams to do better, and it's hard not to take that as like a personal failing to those guys. And so like that's part of it. My A team, I think we did well. That's the best I personally remember ever doing in a Nationals.
I think you guys I think Texas got an third place in Cleveland as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah, they did. Yeah, and there's so we're in the process of, I think, doing a bit of building. I actually text Jordan Huffman today and seeing if we can get together, and go over some strategy stuff, because I think that would really help us in our future if we get more and more involvement. So hopefully people are, accepting of coaching, and that we as a community. The best thing I think that came out of this Nationals used to be that Tex would go in, and we'd have all of our bags on like one table, and we'd take over this whole section. And then this year, it actually worked to where it was not. It was not a Texas. Our Tex bags are kind of everywhere, and we got involved with everybody, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that.
Good. No, it was the social aspect of this one felt fine. I'm glad to see Jeff and Josh Hersman here with us in the chat. Both of them seem to have blocked me on their phones now that they have moved up another level further away from me. So
right.
I think the Twitch is now the only way that I'll be able to communicate directly with them. So
that's how that works.
It's a bummer. I don't blame them. If you get a friend, hey there, Keegan. You get a friend who's held back in school, elementary school, that's super awkward on the playground, right?
Right.
I remember you. You still like goldfish crackers? Cool. Well, I'll see you next week when we have mixed recess again. Peace. That's what I am. So Look at him moving up in the world, treading water. So, yeah. You ready to drop and join my C team? Thank you. Buddy, I'm working every angle. It's gonna be a hard year for me. You hear you laughing. I don't know what's funny about it. It's gonna be goldfish crackers. See, I don't know these things, Jeff. I don't know what happens in the 4th grade because I'm still stuck in the 3rd grade because I couldn't learn fucking fractions. And it's still goldfish season down here. With me in the other window, faces smashed against the window, watching all of you guys learning how long division goes. Yeah, Jeff skipped ahead. Oh, man. So, anyway, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good people coming to the People's Division. So, yeah. But watch 2 more days this week to earn weekly rewards. Oh, I'm making progress as a viewer. How about that? Boy, we're just killing it on 2 fronts. So, before we dive deep into the national stuff,
right,
do we want to talk about how we are debating changing our approach to the Twitch channel? Do you want to discuss this?
I'll let you kind of lead into what the different options that we've been thinking about and doing, and recommendations we've had from some of our player base here locally.
So there are 2 things that are currently a little problematic about how we handle Sunday nights, and we love the fact that this has turned into a gathering point for the community. Like every week, everybody knows you fire it off at 6 o'clock. You wait 15 to 20 minutes for Snowy to figure out the engineering problems, and then we all have a lovely time. But what we don't get is something that serves as another way to grow our beginner leagues. As much as we tease Mark Mills, like it feels like we've heard criticisms from some of the beginner leagues people and Ruska saying that, like, I can't really share what you guys are doing when you're, talking about, cattle rustling and chicken thieves and, people suicidal on the phone or dick jokes or whatever else you're doing, and be like sending it to, my friends from church group and say, this is what I do every week. Right. So, we got caught up. We're merging with InfoWars. That's where our Twitch stream is going. Oh, man. So we're thinking about trying to reorient things on Sunday night to be a more conventional broadcast of our beginner leagues. I think we also might want to consider whether beginner leagues should stay on Sunday night, because as we hit football season, I feel like we see lower turnout in the fall than we do in the spring, both on the stream and that, because, football season is when people, the NFL's live on Sunday night, like old Carrie Underpants likes to sing. So, we need to figure out what we're doing. Anyway, a lot of things are up in the air, but I also need to practice more, and Snowy won't let me when we're doing the Twitch stream in the way and to which we have been accustomed.
Well, it's because it really, I'm just a side guy. I'm just here to poke. That's all I do.
I just poke. Comes Star Trek Fleet Command.
Yeah, we have not gotten another single offer for another video game since then.
Not one. I need to practice more, and so one of the things we discussed while Snowy loitered around the house I rented that he hadn't told me he needed to stay at any length of time, but more on that later, was so we want to make sure that there's a gathering point for Whirly Ball, and this is a Whirly Ball channel, but we also want to try and introduce this to other people, and we seem to have a good energy. So the discussion was, what do we think about having a second night a week for whoever would enjoy watching it? It would be more of the typical slapdickery, just nonsensing around, with the framing device being me playing some contemporary video game lousily, sort of like Clueless Gamer from Conan. And whenever I got moderately not awful at it, you guys could vote on whatever game I would suck at next. So you get to see me be annoyed and frustrated at something else I'm lousy at besides Whirly Ball or dealing with Snowy's horse shit. We would be able to maybe bring in video game dorks that populate this website to, seduce them into the Whirly Ball ecosystem. And, the goal should be to come in third. Love you guys. So I think that's a very good bit, Ryan. Anyway, I that's one of the things we discussed. Because one of the things I started playing a couple of weeks ago, I downloaded. I got sick of Rocket League, being shitty at Rocket League, and every time it seems I log in, there's like a ginormous update, and I don't remember how any of it works, and now half my cars are gone, and I'm shitty at it anyway. So I downloaded whatever the FIFA free alternative to what used to be the soccer game that EA Sports puts out. So I think it's just called Goals. So I played that for about 45 minutes one day and was fucking terrible at it. And so that was the idea. But I could play RL. What's RL?
A Rocket League, but
Okay.
but do a community game where anybody who's in the chat can join the matches and play against you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Austin has already basically said that he's sort of like a AA baseball all-star in Rocket League, so I don't need that in my life. But we can talk about others. I feel like this soccer game, because I don't particularly like soccer. There's another angle there where that could be amusing. Yeah, so it sounds like nobody objects to this, and it could open up our Sunday nights to be a more straightforward volleyball thing.
Keegan, there is not enough time in the world to teach League. I've played League for about a decade, and oh man, that'd be rough. Have you ever played League, John?
I heard people talk about playing it for a long time, and all I know is the games take like an hour, and then like 15 minutes in, you could very well know that you're doomed to lose, and then you just sit around and resent. It's basically whirly ball.
It is. I'll tell you what. It
takes 40 minutes. You know you're going to lose 10 minutes in. You grow more and more bitter and angry at the people you're playing with because of their lousiness. You take no responsibility for your own mistakes and failures.
No, the rule is you always blame the jungler. You always blame the jungler. That's how this works. It's jungle's fault. He wasn't there to help with the ganks. Like that's the way this works. And so,
all the words you said, all those words.
It's the most toxic community. The only community I think is more toxic is probably COD, but I digress. My knowledge of video games is limited a bit. As you can tell by my game list, is mostly I'm a sandbox player. So everything I do is sandboxy or like tower defense or like Darkest Dungeon would be good because then you can kill people you don't like. You just leave them in the dungeon to die. So
don't start giving me that option. So jungle is my favorite.
Yep.
I think half the fun would be if it's a game that I'm not necessarily oriented for and wouldn't be good at. I would like to veto ones that I knew I would like actually sincerely hate to play, but ones that I would be annoyed to play seem like the sweet spot, right?
So like a lot of what we do is on Monday nights we do some video game stuff, and we do a lot of like strategy card like deck building games, and so you could actually get like Mugenics or something like that, and then
Danny talked about that game like 15 times.
Backpack Heroes, Slay the Spire. Yep, absolutely. Backpack Heroes would be interesting. Try For the King story. Ever try For the King? Is it on my list of games?
Well,
that'd be F.
I'm open to a lot of things. We can. We can talk about that. But it sounds like people are excited about that in a different way. Most of our core viewership would seem to equally enjoy that. And so maybe we can make twice as many people happy. And so you might see something like this one night a week for at least a while as I learn to play some video game. We'll see. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Me working through a puzzle game would be good. Like what sort of puzzle game are we talking about?
Baba Is You.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a video game. It's a puzzle video game.
Okay. But like, okay, so let's go back to first principles. When we say a puzzle video game, is Tetris a puzzle video game? Because once upon a time, that's what you would have called that.
Gotcha. This is like you have a little rabbit thing called Baba, and you have to move words around. Actually, you know what? I bet I could do this. Watch this. I can do this. Let me go to store, and then I can go to here and do Baba Is You.
Okay.
And so then, look at this. We can do this. And so you're the little rabbit, and you have to move stuff around. Rock is push.
Okay.
You can push the rock, and then if you move rock, rock is you, and then you can move stuff around. So it's a puzzle video game.
Okay. Okay. This seems like the sort of shit. Is this like those games when I was a kid, or like if you like Monkey Island, where if you didn't keep the bubblegum wrapper in the first 15 minutes of the game, then all of a sudden, you know, you didn't have like something reflective to blind the space alien. Like, is this one of those fucking things that I'm just gonna
no,
really?
no.
Okay.
No, it's all individual levels and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like each level is different. So you don't have to hold anything between. Although they did remake Monkey Island, and Monkey Island is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
I'm open to it.
Yep.
I just got done playing. My children were happy to have me home, which was nice. So
Good.
my two kids each wanted to play a different cooperative video game with me.
Oh.
One of which was a lot more satisfying experience than the other. I'll let you guess which was which. When I first woke up, one child wanted to play Overcooked. And then shortly before I came in here, the other child wanted to play Split Fiction. Would you care to venture which of those was a positive experience and which was negative?
What were the two games? Split Fiction and
Overcooked.
Overcooked. Split Fiction is probably a much more positive experience because you can fail forward in Split Fiction.
You are absolutely wrong.
Oh, really?
Yes. I played through that game once and enjoyed it. And that was enough. However, my children both like to replay it, which is cool, except for the fact that after, you know, fighting my way through that game with a 8 just turned 9-year-old as my partner, they decided somehow to restart the game. So all that progress was lost. So now they can no longer go back to whatever level they want to play. I have to do it all again.
Perfect.
And the game tends to give me a headache after about 45 minutes of play. And yeah. So I played about 30 minutes tonight and decided I needed to come do this instead. Like, I needed something else to make me angry. It Takes Two was a better experience, but I've also just about had it with replays.
We could play. You could play Heyo to Full Boyfriend.
I don't know what that is.
You're a pigeon at a at a school. It's a dating sim where you play pigeon trying to date other people.
Okay.
This is Aaliyah. Leah got this because she was like, "This is great," and yeah, we just grab a little demo here. Here we go.
No, don't. I tell you what, don't. This is probably stop. This is probably a great place to start. Don't do this. Don't waste it.
Don't waste
I'm gonna turn my head away.
Okay.
Because this seems so fucking stupid and so inconceivably aggravating.
I know.
This is probably the best way to start. Does this have like an? Oh, I played Prison Architect.
Yeah, I love Prison
Architect. I played that game before. Sure.
Well, you're a Paradox guy, so a lot of our games are going to be kind of similar because you like Paradox games. But not a whole lot of them. Like they make for good streaming for the most part, but as far as getting frustrated, it takes a long time to lose.
Do people watch that pigeon game? Like, if we were saying we're streaming this game, would randos start showing up if they saw 20 people were watching me play pigeon game? Hey, James Gill.
Hello, sir.
Wow, how about that?
That's wild. Yeah,
that is insane. James Gill made it into the chat before Owen Gill did. What a world.
What a world. Oh, man. Yeah, watching you play dating sims, oh, my God. Well, we have to be very careful about which ones. Well, we would know.
You would know.
Yeah, I would know which one.
Let's play the bird dating game. Let's do that. Is that a good place? Can we do that in a week or two and then move on with life, or does that take a long time? How long does that take to play?
I have not a clue. I haven't played it. My wife's played it.
Okay.
And so you may want a spreadsheet while you do it, so that way you know which girls like which things to hold gifts. That one you actually do need to hold the tissue paper from the beginning in order to make it a gift to hand off to somebody later. I would imagine. It's your dream. It's your dream. Yeah, I would be very.
Or maybe
careful.
we don't. Maybe we don't play the pigeon game, or maybe we do. I don't know. We'll see. would you need to be careful? What would I need to be careful with? I don't understand.
I got to be careful which
Chains?
dating sims are picked.
All right. Okay.
Show chained together in store. Oh my gosh, chained together. That would be interesting. Well, that's a frustrating climbing game.
Okay, we'll figure stuff out. But this sounds like people are excited about it. I don't have much time before I have to do bedtime, so let me share some of the stories of nationals with Snowy. Okay.
Perfect.
Can I say first and foremost that I love Snowy. Snowy is one of my favorite people. But I invited Snowy to ride in the car with me to nationals because he didn't know how he was getting there. Snowy, is like a shelter dog. Someone has to take care of it, and it's just it's not. The decisions it makes don't make sense. You don't understand what it's been through, and it can't really communicate it to you. You just have to deal with the echoes of whatever came before you.
It's all trauma.
So, yeah. But Snowy, I was like, hey, man, we're going up. We're going to drive up. This was back when I thought we were going to drive back home. And I thought I was going to fly back home. But anyway, so we'll go up. You can come with us. Austin was planning on riding with me and only flying one way. Randy was going to ride with me or ride with Ruska and, make his way home. What are we doing? What's going on here? What's the clickety-clack? What's happening?
I'm typing. Don't worry about it. I'm talking with the chat about games. I'm talking with the chat about games while you talk shit about me.
All right, cool. So we, Snowy come along, and then, a couple months later, Snowy's like, yeah, so Bailey and I are coming with you. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, Bailey is going to come too. I was like, I don't believe I ever invited Bailey to come with us. And turns out I was wrong. Bailey did come with us. Bailey, if you're listening to this, I want you to know that you're absolutely welcome. I'm not annoyed at you. I'm giving Snowy the shit.
Yeah.
Okay. But it wasn't a open invite, first hitchhiker through the door gets a ride to Michigan deal in my intention.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, we'll give Snowy a little assist here, get him up there, save him half a flight, take more stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then Bailey's coming along. And after we get in the car and start driving, so do I need to drive you guys to the hotel first? Do we need to go to our house because you check in later? Nope. Stop.
Time.
You can jump in a second.
Okay.
Let me finish this thought.
Sure.
But I say, so do I need to drive you guys to your hotel first when we arrive, middle of the day on Monday, or we need to come to our house and you guys need to kill an hour or two before you can check in? He's like, and tell me what you said, Snowy.
I said, okay. This was a piggyback off of a previous conversation you and I had where you said, do you have the hotel that night? I said, no. And you're like, good, because I didn't want to drive to the hotel after driving 17 hours anyways, was exactly what you said. And so I was like, okay, cool. So in my head, we had already had this conversation.
Okay.
And so that's why I was like, oh. And then I realized halfway through that you didn't remember having that conversation. And I was like, oh, well, that's okay. It's a couch. It should be fine. And I already talked to Daniel if I wanted to pass out in his bed, and he said, yeah, but I turned out sleeping on the couch anyway, so it didn't matter. I think it was okay. They're fine.
It was fine. But we're in the car driving up, and that's when I find out that, by the way, Bailey and Snowy are also spending the first night with us, which is fine. Totally fine. Bailey, I'm not mad at you. It's not your fault. Snowy handled these things on your behalf and did it poorly. Okay, you're cool. We're fine. So, all right, finally, I dump off. Nobody slept on Miles. Kyle's bed was like it was made of cloud.
Yeah,
and not in a good way. It was it was.
My feet would have dangled off that thing. It was tiny.
Not big, and it was so stupidly soft. It was like a half inflated air mattress.
Do you think
it was like a marshmallow bed?
Do you think that it originally was in one of those race cars? Is that how soft?
It had a frame to hold it up.
Yeah,
to keep it from smooshing.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
If you, I think that it came out of a race car bed. That's the feeling I got when I looked at it.
You don't know the princess in the PS soft ass bed, baby bear, a mama bear ass bed. It was ridiculous. Anyway, They spent the night. That was fine. And then it's time to go home. And I, had already told Snowy, hey, I'll take some of your luggage with me. It's fine. And so he's like, okay, we'll swing by the center after you get all the guys home on Sunday after the banquet, and I'll give you my streaming gear. I'm like, okay, cool, deal.
Yeah.
So I go by there, and that's when he tells 5 people, okay, come here and grab all this shit.
That's exactly what happened.
That is exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Because Doug and the guys had a whole bunch of old clutch equipment. And so that's when I found out that Snowy's intention was to take several 100 pounds of rusty whirly ball car parts and lay them all flat against the bottom of my minivan bed, which I also did not have the liner in because I had to bring Bailey with me and put up the back row. So they're like, it's okay, we'll get these dusty, dirty-ass cardboard box pieces, and we'll lay them under all of these. So you can listen to these rusty cast iron parts rattle and scrape against all the inside of your fucking car for 1,200 miles. Driving around like a goddamn bootlegger, but for car parts.
I bet the whole van was like leaning like this. This is a low rider the whole time.
God,
oh
my gas mileage went to, I'm not kidding, my gas mileage was 2 miles a gallon lower on the way home than it was on the way up, and I had 3 fewer people in the car. So I load these hundreds of pounds of rusty car parts in the back of my minivan, which I had just had detailed for these a-holes days before we left. It ain't detail clean no more.
I appreciate you, John. I'm going to let you know that. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Johnny Rust Buckets, thank you very much. Yeah, so all this shit gets loaded in my car, and then I get and then I'm like, okay, so then Snowy puts in the streaming stuff. He's like, hey, by the way, the other bag I need to give you is at the hotel. And I'm like, okay. So he's like, yes, we're going to go to the hotel to get that. I'm like, okay, fine. He's like, also, I need to take a shower before I give it to you. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll stay in the lobby for 30 minutes while you shower and round up the luggage that I will transport across multiple states for you so that you don't have to pay a checked bag fee, which again, fine. We had talked about it in advance. We hadn't talked about me staying out until 2:30 in the morning to make that happen, but okay, whatever, no problem. And Bailey's bag comes down too, because Bailey's also on a Frontier flight. If you try and check a bag, they're gonna want,
or even carry-on
50% of your net worth. It's nonsense. Yeah. Okay. 2:15 in the morning, Snowy and Bailey finally throw their bags in the back of my car. I can go home and go to sleep before my 19-hour drive with just Randy. So I get home, I tuck into bed about 2:40, which is when I get a text message from Snowy.
This was not my fault. This one's not
Snowy, can you
fault.
tell the people what your text message said that I received at 2:40 in the morning on Monday before I am supposed to leave on a 19-hour drive before noon? What was the text you sent me?
Hey, so you need to come back by the hotel in the morning because...
No. You didn't say that. First you said, hey, really sorry, but Bailey left his keys in his luggage.
Yeah.
His car keys.
Yes.
He didn't say morning at that point. So I'm literally, in my dressing gown and nightcap, warm glass of milk on the side of the bed.
In order for him to find his phone, he's got to hold the candlestick up and look around for it.
Exactly. I'm trying to. I almost burnt the fucking house down with kerosene. I was so tired trying to get that lamp lit. Anyway, so he's like, yeah, hey, so hang on, Keegan, we're getting there. So he's like, don't worry, you can come tomorrow. Our flight's not till 7:30 p.m. I was like, I bet these assholes have to be at the airport at like 7 a.m. and I got to go there right now. I'm not going to go to bed until 4 a.m. today. Right. So he's like, no, our flight's there. Just come by before you guys leave. And I'm like, okay, fine. So as Keegan is already spoiled in the chat, I go over on Monday morning. And, okay, Bailey gets his car keys. Was my Airbnb an Amish cabin? No, this is just how I travel, Ryan. This is me. It's about me being old and an old Luddite.
It's better than the tent in a garage he slept in before to Airbnb.
That's a story for another time. Or the horse barn that I slept in for another Airbnb. So I go over there. And Bailey gets his keys, but people have seen me. So, we're hugging. Keegan tries to hit me with his car, all this stuff. So here along come Jason Huff and Jonathan Loudermilk. They're like, hey, we heard you're hauling luggage home. We'd rather not carry ours around all day. Can we put it in your car? And I'm like, well, I suppose if you don't mind heaping it on top of jagged, rusty car parts, that's the best I can do for you. And Jason's like, I don't give a shit. Sure, throw my bag on top of the rusty, jagged metal car parts. But Jonathan was like, my bag is white. I would really rather not have it destroyed. I was like, well, I'm already taking his. So why don't you go in there and ask him for like one of their big garbage bags? He's like, oh, that's a good idea. So I sit in the parking lot a little bit longer, and he comes out, and so we throw these other bags in there, and then we finally leave. So Snowy brought a passenger along on the car ride that complicated the logistics, spent a night in my house that I hadn't anticipated, and had a friend along with him. Surprised me with hundreds of pounds of car parts that I had to transport across state lines for him with no advance warning or at all.
Well, I didn't know that was going to happen either.
Blew up my sleep. And, all these things. But anyway, there you go.
I got you.
That was my journey with Snowy.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a great time.
Did you?
Well, you wouldn't let me drive.
Come here, sweetheart. Come here. Are you girls ready for bed? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I have to go tuck my children in and read them story. You want to come say hi to the national whirly ball community? Come here, because some people are your friends in Pokemon Go. This is my daughter Nia. She just turned 10. You say hi, Nia?
Hello.
There's a good girl. All right. Go to bed. I'll be in there and I'll read your book in a minute, okay? Yes, you can come too. Come here. This is my other daughter, Molly. She is 6. Oh, where'd you go? Where are you? Let's get you in the picture. There's a delay. This is my daughter, Molly. So Ksenia and Amalia. We named them Greek names. This is Molly. Can you say hi, Molly? You don't have to shout. They'll hear you. So, yeah. So these are my kids. Nia, you will see at Texas Nationals in 2 years.
Right.
And Molly isn't sure if she's a whirly ball player yet, right?
Yeah, but I still have a whirly ball scoop.
You do have a whirly ball scoop, don't you? What color is your whirly ball scoop?
Purple.
Purple. What color?
Purple.
Sparkly purple. That's exactly right. What about Nia's scoop? What color is Nia's scoop? Pink. That's right. And what color is Daddy's scoop now? Bronze. Because a man named Dan Doherty is a very bad man. Can you say boo, Dan Doherty?
Perfect. Yes, exactly.
Can you say boo, Dan Doherty? Anyone want?
Snorty.
Thank you.
Snorty.
Thank you. You know that I was about to say, that ice cream we bought at the grocery store today? It can go back. I still have the receipt. Anyway, I'm gonna say goodbye to my friends, and I'll come back and talk to them again later. In the meantime, we'll do bedtime, okay? All right, can you say bye-bye? To everyone except Dan Doherty.
Bye to everybody's got that Doherty.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Perfect.
Go, Molly. Okay, so I'm going to jump out. I have fun stories about me sobbing like a baby multiple times at Nationals and aggressive harassment from back in Texas. But we'll save that for probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Why don't you have one of our watch-along friends jump in and share their Nationals reflections, and I'll be back in a bit.
Perfect.
Want to turn my little camera off, or do you want to stare at my empty room?
Yeah, I may lose it, so because I have it cropped. So if you could just leave it on a blank.
Done deal. Then, I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, mute yourself, and then I will take you out. Do that.
So long, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. Have fun talking to Snow.
Yes. Oh, it's Ian. Hello, Ian.
There's Ian Newbie. Get him in there. He's the one that was supposed to share some things.
Oh, gotcha. Well, let's see here. I don't know if I am friends with Ian on the thing. He's probably in the Whirly Ball official, I would imagine. Hello, James Reed. Yep, so we are working on this. And there we go. Add friend. Perfect. Doing the things. Yeah, I've got us in my broadcast channel like we normally do. So that way it makes it better. Try to make sure that it works. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, like, it's like my Seamless is just very much like Total Warhammer 3 is like my favorite game of all time. I haven't got any of the new stuff yet, but like the Warhammer series and Total War games, I'm just it's either strategy or sandbox stuff is kind of where I sit. Did you add me back? If it, yeah, you know if I'm in your Discord. Yeah, I sent you a friend request, Ian, and so that way we can do that. It makes it easier. What? Simmer down. Awesome. Okay. Sorry, guys. As much as I love doing all this stuff, let me go into here and then into here. How do I? Here. Invite to voice. Ian. Nope. Wrong thing. Let me... Man, I am so bad at Discord. I don't know why I do. Okay. Oh, it's just... Right. Of course. There we go. Should be invited. Ooh, we could start a Minecraft server. Yeah, we could have. I was going to do Crusader Kings 3 and then in the background be playing Crusader Kings 3 with the buckets dynasty playing from like Greece. I thought that'd be really funny, but I did not have Crusader Kings 3 in my Steam. It's on my Xbox thing, and I was having an issue logging in. I was like, I don't have time to deal with this right now. I need to make sure that the sound is right and make sure that everything else is working before I do it. So now Minecraft. So somebody built one of Roblox, which was wild. For one of my counters did that. Game discussion play group. Oh yeah, I believe that I think the admins, Jay Fania. Jay Fania is the admin on the Nationals one for the Discord, and so. And so like that was so anytime we need to add things, I think it's gonna be him. Ian, I think when you come in.
Here.
Oh yes, there you are, sir.
Hey.
Hello. How's it going?
It's good.
Awesome.
Our trip back was pretty annoying. We didn't know that Delta initiated this new rule where you have to check a bag 45 minutes before your flight takes off.
Oh geez.
So we got there at a half hour before our flight leaves because we're like, oh, Ross got there. We dropped Ross off at the airport a half hour before his flight.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, so we just need to be there a half hour before our flight. I don't know if Ross pre-checked his bag or whatever, but obviously James and I are idiots because we had no idea that we needed to do that. So,
who are you talking to?
I am talking to somebody from Texas. They asked me to be on their podcast. It's live. You want to watch? It's on Twitch. Huh? Yes, Kat. Yes, enough. So we had to. They're like, well, we can't get you on this flight because you didn't check your bag. So the next available flight is out at 8:30. So we sat in the airport for 4 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Because we had already turned in the rental car and everything.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, got home super late last night, so I'm running on fumes. But yeah, I'm happy to hop on and chitty chat.
Yeah, definitely. So how do you think Nationals went for you?
Nationals was a blast. I had a lot of fun. Michigan was the first place that I had actually won a tournament way back in 2011.
Okay.
My fun fact, I don't know, a lot of people probably don't know this, but when I played D, it was 2009. It was in Seattle. We were like, farmed by Jimmy, and we're like, hey, you're going to be our Seattle D team.
Right.
Well, that year they only had 2 D teams, so they didn't even put on a D tournament. They just threw us into C,
Right.
and we were fed to the wolves. We ended up beating the other D team in C.
Right.
So they're like, you won D by default, and so that's why my name's on the trophy. But we just got absolutely obliterated. So coming to Michigan, building a team and willing my team to victory was my first win. So coming back to Michigan, like it was like riding a bike. I was like, I love these cars. I've got good memories here. So I was already excited to come back. I love the Michigan atmosphere and all the guys there. They're a hoot. So, in our team, we had vibed, since they put our team together, we had instant chemistry.
Okay.
So we were pretty excited to play in Michigan and have a challenge and, play these other teams that we don't get to play very often. I think that's probably the most fun thing is that you're so used to beating up on each other at your center. You know how to beat each other. You know how to get in each other's heads, what pisses each other off. But then when you come out to nationals, you're like, okay, what have these guys learned? What do we have to defend against? Who's going to eat our lunch? Who's gonna hit a 7 welder from deep?
Or 5 of them. Whatever. It happens.
Right, exactly. That's going to be nightmare fuel for sure. But yeah, so doing that, coming back to all that, I was like, win or lose, I know I'm going to enjoy this nationals. But I think the thing that I enjoyed the most, and it's kind of something that Jimmy really tried to instill in the whirly ball community early on, and it didn't really take, I think, until after he passed, unfortunately, is that, we are all one giant group of nerds who play a silly little sport. And, it was really fun to see all the coaching that was going on. Like, Texas was out there coaching Michigan teams. Michigan was out there helping Texas teams. Seattle was out there coaching Cleveland against, other Seattle teams. So and nobody cared. We're like, yeah, cool, go for it. Let's make each other better.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I had Chili coaching my B team is because Chili said that he picked the Texas B team in order to win. And I was like, all right, you're so confident, you coach him. And so then he and I coached the B team together because really I needed somebody else, and I wanted somebody from who the guys would enjoy because, Dave's been playing for a long time. Troy and Greg, they hear me talk every week. I was like, if I can get them somebody new, most of those guys know how to play. So it's not like Josh Seitek. Josh Seitek knows how to play. There's not a whole lot of coaching really needs to happen. Just a little bit of our mind answer but I get someone who's entertaining, who they would like to interact with, and I'll grab them. So I was really happy that Chili was able to step up and wanted to step up in order to help my guys, and they did well. The B team did well.
Yeah, and I think that is probably one of the coolest things I've seen. I didn't see it a whole lot last year in Seattle. Maybe it's just because the court is so small and it's very more densely packed, so people can't really spread out like they can in Michigan.
Right.
And I don't remember seeing it a whole lot in Chicago, but Chicago was huge, and that was a great center. So I think I was just kind of more in tune with the fact that we're all out there to try and help each other get better at whirly ball. So I really enjoyed that, and then hanging out, of course, hanging out with your friends from across the country. Throughout the week and catching up and seeing what's new and how the kids are. And it's just very gratifying to hang out with good people.
Yeah. I mean, you and I got to watch all of Unlimited together. I think that's the longest interaction you and I have had at a nationals ever.
I think you're right. Yeah, for sure. As we talked about, previously, before, I want to say, before I left, was that like 2014?
Yeah.
We were all like at each other's throats. We're like,
yeah.
I hate these people from the center. And then
Yep.
switch flipped, and we're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
It's so much energy to be angry at somebody and hate somebody. Like it's energy. Then also like, also it helps. Also we're not like 20 years old anymore, and we got all that amped up stuff. We've been doing this for so long. I was like, you're gonna see these people every year. You might as well get along with them, and
exactly.
Like, and when you came back, like you didn't hold a grudge or any of that stuff, for any of the past dumb comments I would have made, being a young, early 20 guy.
Sure, and I've made I made my fair share of stupid comments that I had to make amends for, and that's called maturing and being a better person, and now we're like, look, we're adults and we don't have that kind of time that we want to waste on that. Let's just have fun and enjoy life.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
Yeah, that was probably the most enjoyable part for me, was just seeing everybody positively interact with one another, seeing the smiles on your friends as you rolled up, like, hey man, how's it going, long time no see,
right,
how's it going, and just having that small talk interaction, like it's a giant family reunion almost.
Right Yeah. And that center also really helps facilitate that too, because it's got a lot of area and seating, and then open seating where people can come and sit together, and it makes it nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the viewing windows is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yes. And next year there's going to be 3 courts. So I'm wondering how much that's going to affect our ability to be able to intermingle, because it's going to be an interesting change. Like I'm going to have like multiple coaches for teams, I think, just to make sure that they have like ability to go where they need to go to, or that they always have somebody, because normally with the block scheduling and stuff, it makes it easy, because you can just make sure, hey, I'm here for my team. But we're probably going to have 2 or 3 different blocks going.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. And you'll probably need to, like, you might even have to get coaches from other centers, because if all of Seattle is playing a block versus like all of Texas or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have different coaches for different things.
Yeah. So when I was working with Chili on coaching, we were watching the 4 overtime D game, and
that was wild.
Before the tournament started, he was like, "Hey, so you got Cadence, the 14-year-old, right?" I was like, "Yeah, she's on the team." He was like, "I probably prove her to play D again," and I was like, "Awesome. Thanks, man." And so then I went to Carter, and I was like, "Hey, bud, Chili said that he'd approve Katie to play D again." And he was like, "Why don't we wait till after the tournament before we start trying to hold people accountable for what they say?" So flash forward a couple days, I'm sitting there standing next to Chili watching the overtime. Just in second overtime, he looks at me and goes, if that girl hits the game winner, I'm not approving her."
That's hilarious.
And then she hit the one to ice it, and I was like, there we go. Yeah. I was like, all right, I guess she's going to C now. So, and she has already sent me her proposed C teams that she wants, and I was like, why don't we give it a month? Let's give it a month before we start trying to make teams. Just everybody chill out. Give me a month. We're gonna get back to work on Sundays. And
people want to strike while the iron's hot. There is pickup games happening right now at the Seattle Center, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, aren't you guys sore?
Yeah, tells me they didn't play hard enough.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, now that we only have one center, we kind of have to just immediately start back up. Because we don't have 2 practices a week. We can only afford 1 practice a week. And so,
oh wow,
it's just like, okay, guys, like we got to start now, for us to, can get the same amount of time that we used to get back whenever we were running, because we used to not assign teams to like February, March, and then they could go 2 days a week, and we would build it that way. But now it's like, hey guys, we only have 1 center. We got to start now, so we can get going.
Yeah, I wish we could do that, Tom is very much anti nationals teams until like the beginning of the year. So like maybe January we start talking about it.
Right.
Um,
But
but
but you
for the most part,
but you guys have leagues the whole time, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We do have leagues, and that's like every Monday. But we don't play in like nationals teams. It's just hodgepodge teams. Usually it's like A and B players together and like C and D players, mixed teams kind of thing, almost
Right.
like a money tournament style where we mix up a new team I think it's like every 3 months we have a new league start over.
Wow.
So
Yeah, we
yeah.
do 6 weeks leagues here for beginners. So we do like I
Mhm.
do. I'm about to make a beginner intermediate though, because some of my beginner guys have been playing for like 3 or 4 seasons, and the brand new people that come out, it's a little rough for them. So I'm about to make it intermediates where I can get some of my C and D players with the beginner league guys, and hopefully hook them into nationals. And then the other
Yeah.
one is just beginners, and I do 6 weeks because if you get stuck on a bad team, it's hard doing that for 3 months. Because I used to do 12-week leagues, and people would just stop
Yeah.
showing up halfway through. So I was like, well, if I make
Yeah,
it short,
we also have that problem sometimes, especially in the summer. Like usually in the summer we do like pickup games. Jay and Noah kind of just put pickup games together.
Mhm.
15, 20 people will say, hey, I'm going to be there Monday, and then they'll just kind of like, okay, here's first 10 to get there, get to play first, and then we'll swap people in and out. But last year we actually did a summer league where
Okay.
it was like one or two A players with one or two B players, a C player and a D player to kind of like help bring everybody up. So I actually had the opportunity to have, Brandon on my team. Beef Stew was on my team in the summer. I had like a couple of other guys on my team, and you kind of like you get to coach some of these younger guys. And as we know, teaching/coaching also helps you teach
Right.
yourself and reinforce all these things that you were taught.
Right.
So
As long
it's
as
good. It's good all around for sure.
you're doing what you're coaching.
Yeah.
There are some
Right.
yeah
Yeah.
there's some out there that don't necessarily prescribe to that, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely I agree. We're looking at doing a mixed league finally, and like Ross hates mixed leagues. He hates them because what we do is we just pick on Ross, and Ross wants to play. He doesn't like having to be the one to get focused on and all that. And so I texted him and I was like, hey, if how do you feel about how do you feel about doing a mixed league if I guarantee that Canes can play with you? And he was like, that's extortion. And I was like, nah, man, that's it. So yeah, so he's now in for a mixed league, which is good because he hasn't done that in 3 or 4 years. And we were I was right now we started putting questions out, say, hey, who wants to do a mixed league and all that, because it used like I created whole trophies for 101s and 2v2s because I didn't think
Oh
we would
wow.
have enough people to run actual practice. I told him, I said, the only way that we're going to have actual scrimmage games is if we have more than 15 people. That's it.
Right.
If we have less than 15,
Yeah.
we're doing 2-on-2s, we're doing 1-on-1s, and then whoever won the 2v2 or the 1-on-1, we take a picture with and put it up in the Discord, and they're king of the center for the 1-on-1. And then 2v2s, the Corkle made a trophy that has all the names, and they're magnetic. And so you can change who the two people
Oh,
are on the trophy.
that's cool.
Where'd you get it?
That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, so that's what we did for that, because it's like if we don't have enough people, like I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, we have 12 people, okay, we're gonna play, that. I was like, I feel like we can get more done with 1v1, 2v2s, because not a lot of players play 1v1. They don't. The only time they
Yeah.
do it is during
Right.
a game, and so putting a little bit and then putting a little pressure on them, feeling that, and then have other people watch them, kind of makes it gives a little more closer to Nationals feel than anything else. But that's just kind of what we've done.
Well, and that as you said, that's not really something that you really practice per se. Like
Right.
you really want, for the most part, you want to play team whirly ball, which isn't, one on one. But how do you get better at, being a cherry picker? It's playing one on one.
Yep. Yep.
And how do you abuse your opponent's driving skill? Like how do you get around their bumper, push their car under the key, and have a nice layup? How do you find that angle that's the angle they can't block, but you can still hit? All those things, they come into play. So,
right. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, on winning a banner that I've been working on since 2009 to win.
I was really rooting for you guys to get back to the final.
I know. Oh man.
So it's bittersweet,
fine.
really. It's you don't want to see your friends lose, but at the
Right.
same time, you don't want to lose.
Right.
So
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's that spirit of competition where you're like, of course I want to win. But somebody has to lose in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
But I was really excited. I put in a lot of effort this last year. I don't think I stopped playing all year, much to my wife's chagrin.
Right.
She was like, I thought you were taking a break in the summertime. I'm like, no, I got to get better. I didn't do well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when I was watching some of y'all's league stuff, I was texting guys, be like, "Hey guys, by the way, Ian can hit, so be ready." And then you did. You took Doc to task, and then you took me to task, and then you took Ross to task, and so much of the Bolty turned around and said, "No, I'm not dealing with it. I'm just gonna stay on offense." And and then Eric came down and scored on Ross. I was like, all right, well, this game's over. We're down 12-2 in the first 3 minutes. It's fine. It's a 16-minute game. There's no coming back from that. Oh man.
Yeah, it definitely makes it hard when you get surprised by somebody. That happened to me by Owen Gill in the mixed league in the summer. He posted up on me, and I was like, "What the heck? Are you kidding me? This ain't fair. 2 Gills? There's 2 Gills now?"
Oh yeah, yeah. And Owen shot over John. Like it was, and I was like, he's just out driving him, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a tough team for them to beat.
For sure.
When did one-on-ones become like it's a lot more prevalent now coming from Seattle than it was in years past? Is that a car difference or is that a player skill ability?
I don't know if it's probably that us young guys like to do one-on-one. I think we were scolded a lot by the original guys. Like we would, as James liked to say, go rogue, and we would take that shot because we felt like it. But I think now and we like to try and post up and dunk on people, and that's, I wouldn't say it's encouraged, but it's not discouraged either. As long as your team knows you're going to take that shot so that they can set up the defense, people don't really care for the most part. So
Gotcha.
I think the difference is that it's not frowned upon. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peck is saying it's not. We get yelled at a lot. It's.
Well, I think that comes with the territory because it's not smart whirly ball, right?
Right.
It's
well,
but
if you're hitting,
it's a right. If you're hitting, it's great.
Yeah, right.
Eric couldn't miss at all in one of our games, and we were like, well, I guess we'll just stay on defense.
Right. Yeah. We'll let him go be the star. That's fine. We're good. Just go do it. Oh man, that was crazy.
Well, what was your favorite part of the tournament?
My favorite part. Oh goodness. It's hard for me because a lot of it all goes together, and as far as there wasn't one thing that kind of just sticks out to me as like, oh, I'm so glad this happened. A lot of it was just like the ability to have interaction with people. I was glad to end up in third. I think that's the best. That's the best I remember ever. I got told I made third once before, but I don't remember that. Derek Scott said that he and I got third place one time, but I don't.
Do you mean only in A or across all divisions?
In A, yeah, because I won. Okay. So I won D in 2006, and then I played C and B, double dipped in 2007. Ended up third in C, and then I got second in B. And then I won B in 2008, and then I've been in A pretty much every year ever since. And I don't remember ending in third any of the times, but Derek said it happened, so I was like, I'm going to trust your memory over mine. But this one I do remember getting third, and it felt like y'all's team we knew was going to be very difficult after the couple times we played you, not just because of the shooting, but we looked at who was on the team again, and we were like, okay, this is going to be a very, very, very tough team to beat. I think we could have beaten Dougie's team if we could have just hit the shots we needed to. It was beatable. It wasn't like, it didn't feel like we just got dominated. Y'all's team was going to be tough. We knew that, and so we was trying, but I felt like we could have ended in second or maybe even won. This also feels like the best team we ever took into A that I played on. I'm sure we've taken better teams than that, but as far as that I played on, this is probably the best team I've ever played on. And so it's kind of like, man, I spent all year, we did so much film and all this work, and it was like, okay. And I know it's not, but it feels kind of like that, like Seattle, just kind of like, oh, well, we'll just roll in and win. I know that it's not what it is, but that's kind of what it feels like. And so it's like, oh man, okay, so now we got to do it again because we're trying to push the boulder up the hill of just getting to be competitive because every year people are getting better, and so it's not like you can just sit on your laurels. You have to keep working on it.
Yep, this is true. This is true.
So your Daniels, the 4 overtimes, first and second half, PF. That game felt like 2 different years. They're talking about there's James Reed and Daniel talking about their game in tournament, which is the Ongill team that I was concerned about. But it's all right. Game of mitigation. Sometimes you do that. I mean, that's what worked against Timmy's team was game of mitigation. Don't let Timmy shoot. Don't let Timmy beat you. That's what we couldn't do that to y'all. That was not a thing that we could do. We could lean and tilt towards people, but we couldn't just say, hey, James isn't allowed to play, because then Peters and LaPlante were just going to kill us. Right. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think our saving grace was that we were hitting. We could have easily taken all those shots and not hit, and we wouldn't have won if you guys would have kept James back. So we had to be hitting. So I think that was clutch. And I wasn't the team captain. Peters was the team captain, but I was the vibes guy. I made sure to talk on the court and keep a positive attitude. But I went to
what's that team's captain? This is I know what it. Okay, I should say I know what a team captain is. But in this instance, what does the captain do? That makes their different. What are their roles and responsibilities?
So for us, a team captain typically, and it obviously it changes per division. Mm-hmm. So in D, I would say the team captain is kind of responsible for, just about everything on the court, communicating, keeping track of the clock and the time, calling timeouts, calling, different plays, different sets, when to go into double float, when to, bring back another wedge, that kind of thing. But when we get to all the way up to A, the captain is basically the final say. We all are supposed to communicate so that we're all on the same page. Right. We're all adults, so we need to make sure we can take care of our own business. But the team captain, he's the guy that makes sure if there's a timeout, he's going to call it, and he's going to tell us the play that we're going to run. He's there to say yes or no to something like, hey, I think we should go to double float. No, I don't think now's the time. We'll wait till this. So he's also the guy that typically has to answer to Tom in practice. So.
Okay.
So a lot of people are like, I don't want to be team captain.
Yeah. I see. Yes. Yeah. You gotta, and you got to pick somebody very particular. You have to pick somebody with a little bit of the ability to play the political game, a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. It was interesting seeing Tom there. I was surprised. I like Tom. I do. It's I need to answer his phone calls when he calls me. That's what he told me.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
he's a busy guy these
Yeah.
days. He's always doing something. I don't see him a whole lot, but when I do see him, it's it's short and it's sweet, and then he's off doing the next thing. So,
Josh, like Seattle's running plays. I think plays is. I don't think they're coming on the court and putting up 1, 2, or 3, depending on the formation set. I think it's.
I don't know. Chicago was doing that. They had buzzwords to set plays. So like if they wanted to switch into 3-point mode, they had a key phrase, and you figured it out as soon as they said it, obviously. But I thought that was pretty unique. But for the most part, when I say like running plays, it's like switching to dual wedge or double float or
Right. A different offensive setup or defensive setup depending on what's working or not working. Like whether you want to whether you're going to push for late 3-on-2s or allow late or deep 3-on-2s, or if you're going to try to just make sure they don't beat you over the middle.
Right, or if you want to lunge, or as some centers say, leak and like get a 2-on-1 early before they can set up defense, that kind of thing, for sure.
Right.
So, and for those people in the chat asking, you guys will learn this eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to ask these questions. So, maybe you should say, hey, what kind of plays can I run? And I don't know if you noticed, but we created one. We created a play for the first time when we played you guys in that game where we sent you down to the elimination bracket, where you guys had called the timeout at 2:37. Right. And we were like, well, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Holtby's going to
take a 3.
Throw up a 3, and then they're going to try and get the momentum and then set up a wall. And I'm like, so our team captain, he came up with this idea. He's like, hey, what if we just took a timeout right back and took the momentum back? And we're like, okay. And that's what we did. So.
Oh, here's what I thought happened. I thought we took the timeout. We missed the 3. You guys called a timeout, so James could just be like, hey, guys, here's how it's done. I thought that's why you did that.
That's definitely what it turned into, because that's James being James. But no, it was definitely like, hey, we're not going to be able to use our timeout.
Right.
Why don't we just use it now and just, shoot a 3-pointer? So, yeah, but that comment was definitely James, like, thought of that on the spot, being James. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's I legit. I was like, oh man, I guess. I was like, thanks, awesome, wonderful. Game's over now. Yeah. James is just gonna show us kids how to actually perform this properly. Helpful.
So, right, yeah, I know. And some of the things that he decides to say in the moment he decides to say it, I'm like, you know what? That's classic James. That's a very James thing to say and do.
Oh, so. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's like, that's why we all just put our feet up. We all look at each other and go, awesome. We know what's about to happen. This is cool. They go, you water? We're like, no, it doesn't. It's fine. This is the world we live in now.
So yeah, come up with plays, guys. Think of fun things to do and like confuse your opponent and find different ways to shoot the ball. It's fun. I think that's probably something new about our generation is we like to come up with ways to improve the game,
Right.
So
yeah, that's slowly what we've been like. We don't really have plays. It's more like, okay, this is what we're trying to do, and if this happens, then this happens, and then this happens, and this happens. And the more I think about it, I think Jordan is right about there's only like 6 things that can happen because there's only so many iterations things can run that are going to be effective. Yes, James, you can re-listen to these. It's on. We do have them set to VOD, so you have up to 2 weeks to watch and replay what's happening. Yep, and then automatically deletes because
you guys subscribe.
Yes, That's right. But use Bezos's money. I don't want people's money. I want Bezos's money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
use that Prime sub.
Use the Prime sub. It's it helps pay for my bank account that I have for this exactly, because it costs me $14 a month to have the bank account, and I make about $20 a month. So I make $6 that is going to be used to upgrade equipment or probably replace a headset when it breaks. It's going to be what this is. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, Josh is working on the annexation of Puerto Rico. Absolutely. Works every time. We like to call that concealment now, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I am working on still getting that BBL set up for you, James. Yep. It's when you come down to Texas invite, we can work on it. James is, the pads. So I actually wore pads on when I was playing, and like football pads, like the like sliders. My hips have never felt better. Like, it didn't give me any height, but oh my goodness, my hips didn't hurt nearly as bad. Operation caked up.
Well, and those cars, I completely forgot about the fact that the seats are just raw foam.
Yeah.
There's really no sliding in those. I completely forgot that until I sat down. I'm like, oh yeah, these hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
the guys also had forgotten about what it's like to play in fiberglass shells. Then that they're lower, and so like Doc was having a hard time because he was lower and the joysticks were larger, and so he was having a rubbing issue where it was hitting his stomach. And
that's not comfortable at all.
No, I was like, oof, that's not.
All right, well, I gotta get going.
Absolutely,
gotta get dinner for the missus, and I gotta do a chore here. So
perfect. Yep. Appreciate you joining me. John is still not back yet.
An absolute pleasure, and I appreciate your time and letting me come on and
absolutely
express myself.
Definitely, man. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. All right,
I'll be lurking in the background for sure.
Awesome. All right.
Bye. See y'all.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. Yeah, our cars are about 1.5 inches taller, and so it's going to make a world of difference on that whenever we get back. Daniel, did you want me to bring you in, or it's hard? It's going to take so much finagling for me to change the setup here, how I have it, because I've got it just cropped for when John gets back. Okay. Madonna is Ian's idol. Express yourself. Express yourself. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think John playing Hey To Boyfriend is going to be very, very good. I forgot. I believe I need to look at the stuff on that real quick. Let me make sure. See here. Where is the store page? And it's done by Epic. Yeah, that's right. Where's the ratings and all that stuff? I forget how this works. Bottom of the page, thank you. No, I guess not all the way at the bottom, huh? That makes more sense. System requirements. It doesn't say 18 plus, so I think it's fine. Should be good to play. Oh. But before refuse. Oh, it's a John. And he's back.
I'm back. Why am I not on the screen?
Oh, well, I'm working on it. Let me Here you go. Now you're back.
Yeah. Do you not have a little chit chat friend, or is somebody in here that I don't realize?
Read more.
I had Ian in here for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Usually, if there's content
Warnings, it'll be there. Gotcha. No, I'm not doing anything. Not doing anything, John. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Ian joined me, giving his stuff.
Okay.
How long
I'll
do
go
these
back and
hot
listen
air
to Ian's
sessions
stuff.
typically last? Oh, well, so today we have a requirement we have to hit to maintain our affiliate status. So like today we're doing. I looked at it earlier. We've done 5 hours and 43 minutes. So 2 hours and 17 minutes is what we have to hit. So
And we are currently at 1 hour and 15, so we need an hour more.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, Ian talked about what he enjoyed and all that stuff, and it turns out that Seattle has a team captain that handles.
What does that mean?
They handle the on-court decisions about plays and strategy, which was interesting. Which makes sense. We have that kind of. We don't have it formalized.
Isn't that usually our goalie?
Usually, yes. Usually our goalie is the person who would set that because they're also responsible for calling clock and that sort of thing. So generally it's our goalie, but it doesn't always have to be. Like for Ian's team, it was Brad Peters, which was
Okay.
which he's a smart guy. He's got a high IQ. Not according to his card. His card doesn't have him as a high IQ. His trading card.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get a real close look at those, but
Oh, gotcha.
saw them from a distance. But yeah, so cool. I'm pretty excited that we had, over a dozen people show up on short notice on a Tuesday night
Right.
just to watch us yammer around to meet a minimum obligation threshold. So
Right.
that's pretty cool. Yeah. So when is roast? Good question. Hang on a second. So with roast, KB and I, ever since Nationals ended, have been working on what is this thing on the okay, there we go. It's gone. All right, I got something popping up on my screen that I didn't want or need to see, so gone now. We have the Ryan, hold that thought because I'm gonna need to bail in about 30 minutes. So maybe you can close it out with Snowy and get to the midnight countdown with him.
Right.
So the roast, KB and I, before it even started, we started sending each other, hey, what if we did this? What if we did that? What do you think about this? Structurally, whatever. And then during, we'll send each other text messages so we don't forget certain things. And then we were bouncing ideas off. Like as I'm driving, whenever Randy's driving, I'm messaging KB jokes and shit. So and vice versa. So like I think we might have, just for example, we were workshopping some stuff for Rob Vaughn. Rob Vaughn is probably going to get a superlative. And we just I kept throwing jokes out there, like, what about this? What about this? What about this? He's like, Jesus, do you have something against Rob Vaughn? Did he do something to you? I said, no, very much the opposite. This is the first year I've had enough of a conversation and connection with him to feel like I could make jokes about him. And so, anyway, when you hear jokes about Rob Vaughn, be surprised. But so the work is in progress, and we'll sit down and put it all together over the course of the next week. Ordinarily, the week after Nationals is when we sit down and record. We do that at Northlake, one of the Dallas College campuses, where Ruska is the professor and one of the heads of the department. But he had a 25% tear of the retina in his left eye a week before Nationals.
Right.
So he is currently rocking the eye patch. His lay down flat on your face days, I think, are at least past. But I need to make sure that we can actually use the space and facility that we usually rely on for these sorts of things, and hopefully close.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll have to use the setup in the command center.
We'll just wait it out. Unless it's something where it's going to be weeks, we'll wait it out. Because Ruska is an essential part of this. The reason it sounds as clean as it does, the reason that it's as nicely mixed and balanced as it is because we do it with like an actual sound engineer who live mixes it, and then he sweetens and fixes the balance later.
You mean me, who every week asks what's mid, low, and high range on the soundboard and what buttons do I need to move, is not a professional sound engineer?
I didn't say that, but I'm not saying that. So with Ruska, like he elevates the form. Ordinarily, if under normal circumstances, I would say not this Friday, but next Friday, I would hope that we would have a roast out for the people. I don't know that we can promise that, but not because we aren't ready or wouldn't want to be doing it. It's just there are some mitigating and complicating factors this year. So my hope, Alex, is that, what would that be? Open up my calendar here. That by the 10th of July, there will be a roast in your ears, but I can't guarantee that. So fingers crossed. If it's any later than that, you'll know. And I would suspect that, as almost always happens, either a few days before or a few days after that, you'll probably get practically simultaneous podcasts from the Seattle guys and from Sully. I love it because Noah is, for 2 years in a row now, tried to like reach out and coordinate with everybody. Hey, so that we don't, for the same 150 people that listen to all this, maybe we don't just, drop them all on the exact same day. And Sully never responds, and I always tell them exactly what I'm doing, and then they do what they have to do anyway, and that's how we find our way to basically all of them drop within like a 72-hour span.
Right.
So Noah has not attempted to coordinate this year. I think he's given it up as hopeless. So
should I send it to Noah so they can finish editing it and then upload it, and that counts as one of their 10 podcasts? Is from Kangaroo Court?
No, they owe us 10 Seattle podcasts, and so that is what they will give us.
Should have put it in the court order. I know. Yep.
So, yeah. So yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh, can we get into the aggravation I had to deal with all week while we were at Nationals? Would you like to hear about this? I don't even know if you know this story, Snowy.
Probably
the guys
not.
that were in the house with. Okay.
I got very little complaining from you.
That doesn't sound right. So Ross said in the Texas chat, for anybody that wasn't aware, that he has read Johnny Buckets in the Heart of Third Place before bed the last 2 nights to his child.
Oh, so, perfect. You're welcome.
Isn't it just?
Yes, it's so good.
My girls were so delighted. So delighted. Anyway, so we're going to get sad for a little bit, but I promise there is a outrageous payoff here, okay?
Right.
For anybody that hadn't already heard, my father passed away. He died 4 days before we left to come to Nationals. He made it about 36 or 38 days from the Cleveland podcast recording night that I told you guys about to the very end of his life. We are fortunate and grateful that he was shifted over to hospice care, meaning he got to spend the last 2.5 days of his life at home. He knew he was there when he got there. And it made him far more relaxed and at peace. So, it was, I'm glad that it happened. I will say that we had talked, my family and I had talked in advance about multiple scenarios about what if he passes like this, what if he passes at this time, et cetera, et cetera. And the general consensus for all of them was go to Michigan, do the thing you have planned, try and not have it on your mind and blah, 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 blah. And so that was always my plan. He passed away the Wednesday before we left Sunday night. And so that was, we head out that way. And I'm glad I went. I will say that I was not as ready to be there as I'd hoped I was. And I know this because thank you very much, James. I appreciate. I'm gonna tell you guys about how great everybody's been, and I'm really sorry for those of you that tune in for this for like lighthearted whimsy and shenanigans and jokes. But we are all
human.
We are all living out our own story in real time, and for now, this is a big part of mine. And I don't mean to imply or suggest that the passing of my father is the greatest suffering anyone has ever endured. But it's really a big part of what's going on with me right now. And I promise I will amuse you by the time we get through this story. But I was not ready to be there. And there were days where it was off my mind when we were on the court a lot. And there were days where we would play. Yeah, you guys just lame on me later. Don't worry. You'll get plenty of jokes in at my expense. We had a lot of games, and I didn't think about the situation for hours. And then there were other days where we'd play 1 or 2 games, and I would call my mom, and she's having a hard time. My kids were both struggling with it in one way or another, and it was hard not being there. There were various times where some of you found me sobbing uncontrollably in various parts of the parking lot or the indoor soccer facility next door. I want to shout out old Joe Tiffany, not old man Joe, regular size Joe, regular age Joe, because I was just really having an emotional meltdown at one point, literally right before he was supposed to go and play an unlimited game, and he sees me basically with my face in my hands and tears pouring down my face, and he's like, "Hey man, are you all right?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." And he's like, "Do you need a hug?" And again, this guy's about to go play what most of the people involved feel is the most important thing that happens all week, and he took the time out to just stand there and hug me for what felt like a very long time. And kind of helped settle me down. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional here. I promise I'm not gonna start crying again. But like at various points, I was openly sobbing in the car while we're driving around, coming back from like Taco Bell or some shit. It was hard. It was a really hard week, man. And one of the things that didn't make it easier is my dad was a Toastmaster. Are you familiar with Toastmasters, Snowy?
My understanding it's a speech group
Thank you, Josh.
where you go and practice giving speeches and that sort of thing. It's basically like a speech class, but for adults in a professional setting.
Yeah, it's sort of like that's very close. It's like a club. No, it is. You did great. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm saying
Right,
you kind of nailed it. What?
No, just that's a speech class, but adults.
Yeah, but for
instead
adults.
of the 19-year-olds.
It's a professional development club. A big part of it is public speaking and presentation. That's why I call Toastmasters. And the other part of it is what they call the leadership track. So like they'll have conferences in the spring and the fall where they'll put on, like seminars for various things, and people have levels that they attain for teaching classes at these things. They'll have speech contests. I actually did this for about 2.5 years because my dad was... there weren't any T-shirts or coasters or any other silly shit that you people do to me. He didn't have a children's book, but he was basically as prominent a figure in Toastmasters as I have found my way to being unintentionally in the Whirly Ball one. So he was a DTM, that's the highest level you get, Distinguished Toastmaster. He got that way back in 2007, and he was a Toastmaster. He was in Toastmasters for over 25 years. He believed very strongly in that organization and what it did for people, and devoted a lot of his time and energy to it. He was a joiner. He was an elk. He was that. He had collections and liked to be part of groups and all that. But Toastmasters was probably one of the longest running things that he did. So after he passed away, one of the people in the Toastmasters leadership had told my mom that they would like to do a tribute to my dad because of all that he had done for however many years. And, it would be if I died of cancer at the next Nationals. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't exactly be the Princess Diana or Queen Elizabeth funeral or whatever, but a lot of people who know me a little bit would be pretty bummed out about it. And, people would talk about it to some degree. And so my dad, like I said, he was a really big deal in this organization, and they want to do a tribute to him. Could we please send them like some remembrances for what my dad was about in Toastmasters to merge them with all these other things? So my mom tells this lady, yeah, John will probably handle that. And she gives her my number, and this woman calls me, and we talk. This would have been like the day after my father died, right? So this is like Thursday before Nationals week. And while we're talking, it becomes clear to me that what this woman wants is not, a couple hundred words on my father's history with Toastmasters, but she expects me to take remembrances from like a half dozen people and edit it into some form that I don't know or understand, to be distributed in some medium that I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're going to put this in a newsletter. I don't know if they're going to put it on their Facebook page and all this. And I'm like, hey, I don't think this is something I can do. I said, what I can do, go ahead.
John, it's called Toastmasters, not Author Masters.
So, yeah. It's also not called Toast Manners, but we'll get to that in a second. So I explained to this woman the very first time I talked to her directly on the phone. I'm like, hey, 1, I leave town in 3 days. 2, I don't know what you want this to be, but here's what I can do for you. I will write you a couple hundred words, and thank you very much. They were very good, about my dad as Toastmasters and blah, blah, blah. And I did Toastmasters for a while. I think, like I said, I did for about 2.5 years because my dad wrote me into it. It was important to him, and I love my dad, so I gave it a try. And I think, a lot of people this past week were like, dude, you're good at, like, talking off the cuff. And part of that comes from that. Like, for people who aren't good at public speaking, it helps take the terror out of it.
Right.
And for people who have maybe more of a natural inclination for presentation or speaking or humor or whatever it may be, it's a way to take your natural ability and turn it into an actual skill. Right. So my my dad, my dad. He put me on a meeting agenda with this guy named Jim Key, who, if you Google his name, he was the world champion of public speaking in 2003. Okay, it's like winning unlimited, but for people who give speeches.
Right.
And so he was like, yeah, you're going to give a speech right before Jim Key. Also, there'll be several dozen people coming out because having Jim Key show up at a Toastmasters club in any particular spot is kind of a big deal. So, write a good one. I'm like, thank you very much, Dad. Thank you so much. All right, Josh, toast. So we, and then another time I did this humorous speech contest, and because my dad was like, you have to do it. So I did this humorous speech. It's basically like a stand-up routine.
I was like, I think it's called stand-up. I think that's what the...
Yeah, but it's not, because it's more structured and it's more like... So it would be more like, oh God, what's the name of the guy? Mike Birbiglia. So like it's not a punchline, set-up punchline thing, but it's more like a Mike Birbiglia presentation was what I did.
Gotcha. Mike Birbiglia.
Thank you. I'm not trying to say that to be conceited. I'm saying in terms of structure. Okay. So I had to do this humorous speech thing once. I was probably like 23, 24 years old. And it's about my very sordid dated history and the women that I had been involved with intentionally or otherwise. And it did really well. Like there's 3 levels for that. There's like the area contest, and I won that. And then there's the division contest, and I won that. And like I didn't realize this is how it worked, right? So you do a club speech, and it's like, oh, you won. You're going to represent us at the area. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Well, I guess I'll do that. And then I show up there, and they're like, okay, yeah, it's whatever. It was like an $8 registration fee. And I was like, oh, no, I'm supposed to be a part of the concert. It's like, yeah, it's $8 for your registration fee. I was like, oh, okay, so now I'm out $8. And that was real. That was real folding money 25 years ago.
Yeah, man, you can buy like
okay, cool.
5 tanks of gas with that.
Yeah. Back then, I could buy you 2 steak dinners in a hotel with your best gal. But yeah, so I won that, and then the highest level of the competition for that type of speech was the district. It was District 50. And hey, David Hill, who was, I think, the second, he was either the runner-up or he won world champion of public speaking a couple years later. He won that speech contest. Guess where I finished? Oh,
Third.
guess.
Third.
You're exactly goddamn right. Anyway, my dad kept doing shit like that. So yeah, congrats on your victory. Give us a couple of bucks. So yeah. Anyway, but it went really well, and like some people wanted to hire me for literally, if you can turn that into a career if you want to, because I'd finished third in a bunch of shit before that. But like a couple people, because of the stuff the presentation I gave at those things, they were like, hey, do you do like corporate events? I was like, I've attended some. What the fuck are you talking about? And like, we just thought maybe you could come and tell jokes. I was like, that's very flattering. I don't know that that's something that you would get any value out of. They're like, well, we'll pay you $250. And I was like, then you absolutely do not. And again, this is 25 years ago. You can practically buy a house for that kind of money.
Like you're talking, that's big bucks, man.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't cover shipping, but you could buy a house out of the Sears catalog and they'd ship it right to you.
Nuts, bolts, and everything. You got the framework. It's all set.
Yeah. I was like, the fact that you have money to spend on somebody tells me that I'm not your guy. You do not want to hear about the girl that tried to stab me. You do not want to hear about the girl that bit me so hard he'll have a scar. Like, you don't need to hear these stories at your company event. Anyway, just imagine the Twitch stream at wherever your office happens to be.
Right.
And yeah. So hurry, John, invest in Google. Anyway. So part of the reason I left Toastmasters is because of stuff like this whole thing. But anyway, so this woman refuses to hear what I'm telling her. So Sunday rolls around, and literally right before I drive to Randy's house for us all to rally up, and teaching kids third place is okay. So right before I drive over to Randy's house, pick us up, I send her my last pass of what I have for my dad. And I was like, hey, here's what I've got. This is for you. And then, like, over the course of the next couple of days, 4 people send me their own comments. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And I just forward them right back to her. I'm going to cut this a little bit short because when I think about it too much, I get angry. In the first 12 days after my father's death, okay, 8 of which I spent driving to or from or in the state of Michigan away from my grieving mother and children who are struggling with the loss of their grandfather. In those 12 days, I got 27 phone calls, voicemails, text messages, and emails from this woman, each one of which I would respond to. Well, not each individual one, because some of them came in piles. 27 times in 12 days, this woman reaches out to me. And I told her to one phone call, I was like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a week. I don't know what you even want. I can't do it for you. She's like, oh, we're in no rush. We're in no rush. I was like, cool. I'm not going to do it. I'll forward you what they send me. And so I text her, like, I sent you everything I've gotten. I don't know why it came to me. You've got it now. Do whatever you want with it. And, like, this keeps happening. And she's all like, well, you're a professional writer. You're a professional writer. I make a disgustingly small amount of money to write part-time about boxing. Okay?
But you get paid.
Yes, so I'm a professional writer in the loosest definition of the dictionary word professional. My best skill as a writer is that I know a lot of synonyms for the word punch, which is not useful in this situation.
Bam.
But she's hung up professional writer. Slugged, clipped, dropped. Anyway, I'm not going to waste them all now.
Right.
So she's hung up on this, and I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, I've sent you everything I'm going to send you. Like, I'm not doing it. She's like, well, you're going to compile this, and Monica is going to send you this, and then you're going to have them all. And I'm like, you have them all. You do what you're going to do. And finally, at one point, after the banquet's over on Sunday, this was probably about 1 a.m, or no, this was between when I got home, got in bed, and found out that you had left me with Bailey's car keys.
Right. The caring person that I am.
Yeah. I emailed this woman, and I'm like, look, like, I can't help you. I said, you've got everything I'm going to give you. So whatever you want to do with it, do it. Good luck to you. Our business here is concluded, like, as politely as I can.
Right.
Remember that I tucked into bed at some point after 2:40 while I was texting back and forth with you. 6:30 in the morning, this woman calls me.
Awesome.
6:30 a.m. Monday. This woman calls me because she's so distressed over the email I sent her, stating again for the dozenth time, I am not your editor. Because, hey, even if I am a professional writer, I'm not a professional editor. Exactly. Different skill.
I mean, you just bang it out real quick, right?
I would bang her in the face with both fists if I ever have to see this woman again. And that was it. Because remember, I have a 19-hour drive to make with Randy. And yes, thank you, Josh. Yes, like, I'm the fucking bereaved. I can't even be physically present for my mother, and this woman is hounding me incessantly, more than twice a day, about her project. So she calls me, and I'm like, fuck this. I sent it to voicemail. She leaves a 3-minute voicemail about how, well, you just need to compile it in this, and then because
wait,
yeah.
Your voicemail holds 3 minutes?
Yeah.
That's
what do you think?
Who's your carrier?
I don't know, AT&T, I think.
Oh wow, I didn't know you could hold that long.
I don't know, man.
Now I'm just gonna make sure that you're asleep. I get my phone calls, and I'll just play random things for 3 minutes at a time.
Or maybe don't.
Or maybe don't. You could also just
don't.
not. You could also just not.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. So I am now awake at 6:30 a.m. And so I grab the old laptop, and I'm like, you know what? This woman refuses to hear what I have to tell her. But I have contact information for 4 other prominent Toastmasters. So I sent them an email basically saying, hey, I'm really sorry to rope you into this, but this woman has pestered me 26 times because the 27th came after that one. I was like, I need this woman to never contact me again. Right. I don't ever want to hear from her again. I said, I don't know what it takes. I have told her in text. I have told her in phone. I have told her in email. I have nothing for you. Nothing for you. Leave me alone. I told him, I am out of polite words to tell this woman the message she refuses to hear. I said, I'm very sorry to involve you. And I said, thank you so much for the part you played in my father's life. You meant a lot to him. The organization meant a lot to him. I need this woman to leave me alone. I said, I don't even want her to reach out to me to explain, to clarify. I don't want her to apologize. I said, if she comes to a memorial service for my father later, I don't want her to say a fucking word about this.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to think about this experience ever again for the rest of my life. Okay? I don't ever want to deal with this. And I was like, please do something. Please get this woman to understand that all I am ever going to do for her, I have already done. Nothing else is coming. And nothing she says or does is going to change that. And if I have to talk to her again, I'm not going to be nice to her. And so, like, very promptly, I get messages back from 2 of them. I'm like, we're so sorry, we're so sorry. But in the meantime, she sent me the 27th form of contact, which was an email breaking down the outline she anticipated that I would follow to compile. Like, what do you think you're going to do? All the shit you're telling me you want me to do, everything you would do to explain to me what you think your vision for this fucking thing is, just do it. I sent you the hard part. Everyone else did all the other writing for you. Just do what you're going to do. Anyway, she has not called me or messaged or emailed or anything me. Okay?
Good.
This was yesterday morning that this message goes out, and thank God these Toastmasters tell her what to do, to leave me the fuck alone. Instead, she calls my mom.
Perfect.
And she's like, I think I may have upset your son. And my mom knows everything that's going on because I sent her the email right away. When I sent it, I was like, Mom, I know this woman might have been close to Dad in some capacity. She's like, oh, don't worry. She annoyed the shit out of your father for years. And I'm like, that tracks. That tracks. My dad's had cancer for 5.5 years before he died. For the last 2 or 3 years, he's been like one of the contact people listed for the club that they're in together, right?
Right.
And he's been telling her for over 2 years, get my name and email address off the website for this club.
Yeah.
Because every time somebody finds it and wants to reach out for more information, they email him. He's going through chemo. He's going through radiation. He's going through all this stuff. And she's like, she never does it. Never does it. If you Google Let's Talk Toastmasters right now, you'll find my dad's email address. Because he's been dead for almost 2 fucking weeks and they still haven't changed it. Anyway. So she calls my mom to talk about all this. And she's like, I think I upset your son. And my mom knows what's going on. I was like, yeah, you upset her son because you have absolutely no sense of boundaries and you're unbelievably thoughtless.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. So that's also what was going on the whole week that I was at Nationals. So I'm dealing with this insane woman who thinks that my ability to describe people hitting each other is going to turn this. I'm going to somehow magically intuit whatever her vision for this thing is, and I'm going to take whatever work she wanted me to do on her behalf to memorialize my father. It's just, anyway. So she tells my mom. I got another email from one of the Toastmasters people that wasn't her. Like, she wanted to email you to apologize, but we stated very clearly that she should not do that.
Perfect.
And then one of the other guys wrote me and he was like, I think at this point it would not be inappropriate for you to block her phone number. And I was like, because part of it also is because she started telling my mom, well, when we first talked, he kept telling me he'd be happy to do it and he's a professional writer. And I was like, first of all, I never said that. How long have you known me, Snowy? Have I ever described myself to you as a professional writer? Ever?
Only when Redneck Brawl comes up.
I am proud of my Redneck Brawl
right,
work.
Yeah, that's about. I think that is the biggest flex of professional writing. That you have on that. I think, like, if there's something you'd be like, hey, what articles should we read that Buckets wrote? The Redneck Brawls. Redneck brawls you have other good articles, but as a consistent like line through, I think those are the ones that really give you the essence of what something is.
What I can give, what I have to offer. So, anyway, yeah, I think this is all finally over. And if it's not, obviously I'll update you. But is that not just unfathomable? Right?
Yeah, that's wild. I can't imagine. I can imagine some people doing that to where those are the people who have conversations with you, and then they go, "Oh yeah, no, we think the same thing." When you're just nodding along, going, "Yeah, okay," and then you say your thing, but they're already thinking about the next thing they want to say, and so they're not actually listening to what you say.
I wasn't paying attention to that, but I do have some more thoughts on this lady from Toastmasters.
Perfect. Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, buddy.
But yeah, like that's what that screams, and so I'm sure you've run into those people before, and in your history of working. But yeah, like that's what that screams to me, is that you were saying, okay, yes, I understand, and then you ask a question, and she doesn't hear the question. Instead, she just goes, oh, this is what I want, and she just kind of extrapolates what she wants from the conversation.
This was basically like if she had said, hey, I'm so sorry about your father. I'd love to take you out and treat you to dinner. We can talk about remembrances of your dad. And then for the next 2 weeks, she keeps knocking on my front door, expecting to be let in for me to cook her dinner. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what the hell are you doing? And after I've called the police to get her off my lawn and screamed through the door, like, go away, you're not wanted here. It's like, he said he was going to cook dinner for me. He said he's a professional chef.
Right.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah. He cooks dinner every night.
He does.
In fact, sometimes
so good at it.
Sometimes people come over and pay him for pizza or something. I don't know. The
metaphor has been tortured.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I tried. I nailed it.
So, anyway, so there you go. So there's a little fun, absurd story. I promised you that when I got into the less than delightful facts of my father's final passing from this earth, that there would be something absurd and comical at the end. And there you have it.
Perfect.
There you have it. So we have a new segment, Simplest. I'm going to let James finish his thought.
Yeah.
And then we'll circle back to whatever similes with Snowy. Similes.
Oh, dyslexia, man. It's rough.
The only thing worse is she wanted you to drive her to another state, then sleep on your couch, then haul your luggage into rusty parts back home. Could you imagine how inconsiderate that would be?
That'd be rough. I'd be annoyed. It's fine. Everything works out.
So we've got friends from Seattle here. We've got friends from Cincinnati, from Cleveland here. I think we had Keegan earlier. We've got friends from Michigan here. I think we've got most centers represented except maybe Minnesota. So I'm going to reiterate that I don't know what the hell shape our teams are going to take next year, but I may be an orphan and I might need help. So don't forget about me. And is that Austin's wife?
Yeah.
What's she doing here? Where's Austin? Is he tending to the child? Is he desperately trying to tape the boxes for his little Rocket League cars back together?
Yeah, back together. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Mrs. Austin. Thank you for letting Austin come with us.
Yes.
Hey, all jokes aside, we are super grateful that you let him come. I don't mean let him like he's a child, but like I know this was an imposition on you.
Yeah.
And all jokes and everything aside, I'm really, really glad he was able to make the trip. First of all, because he's a really good dude and he's fun to play with.
Yes.
Second of all, if it hadn't happened, much like if I had stayed home after my dad having passed away, I think the what if of it would have haunted us for a long time. But I want you to know that Austin has been very candid with us that Minnesota is pretty much off the table, and all of us are moving forward with the expectation that you will get to have him at home with your toddler and your newborn next year. And so, all joking and everything aside, we're not going to be Toastmasters lady and stomp all over your boundaries. If you need support and Austin can't come, we are preparing and planning as though he's not. And so I told him several times, I said, don't make your wife hate whirly ball, because this hopefully won't be your last year of it, even if that means next year won't get to be one of them for you. So my hope is that,
Well, the group of wives that hate whirly ball would not be a very small group. I think there's probably about 100, I would think, have something to say about it.
And we're back to taking cheap shots at me. Well done, James. Good joke. Good joke. So yeah. So he has a speech that we have this week. He go ahead and write something. I actually have done that for him for banquet and shit like that before. So I have been Snowy's ghostwriter on previous occasions, but voluntarily.
Right.
It feels important.
Well, you're a professional writer, so it makes more sense for you to write it.
I'm also a potential Whirly Ball free agent, given the shape of things in the future and what seems to be coming. So if anybody has room for an orphan, if I wind up being one, don't forget about me.
Perfect.
Like I can play goalie.
I can play goalie.
I'm not going to get into the particulars of our circumstances here in Texas, but all T-shirts and books and coasters and whatnot aside, the way things are shaping up, despite it all, you guys would put me in a basket and dump me at the fire station if it came down to it, to everything else in the shape it needs to be. So anyway, yeah.
Oh,
if anybody needs a goalie, don't forget about me. Oh, good.
Man,
good.
You make it sound like that we're just like, hey, John, appreciate what you do, but you can mosey on down the road. Here, let me put a $20.
It might come to that, and don't lie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. It's who can play with who, and how that affects things upstream and downstream. And I'll be as vague as I can, but we can get specific if you want. Like, I don't want to do that because I'm still hoping we can resolve this whole mess.
Oh, yeah absolutely.
I was joking with Hertzman earlier today. Everything from fucking gas prices to COVID is my fault, and I don't know how that is, but boy, is it going to put me in a bad situation. Anyway, fun times. New team negotiations start tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. We'll be see what we get.
How are you looking forward to the Cleveland invite?
How am I looking forward to Cleveland?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll have fun. I'll have fun there. The reason I did the bet was like, people are going to have fun with this. And so we're all going to laugh, and Keegan and I will be there with the damn pool floaties on, and it'll be a thing. And seriously, this is how you build a community in a positive way.
Right.
I didn't do it so that I could, point a finger in Sully's face and be like, you lost, suck it. Like, you do this because, like the same thing with the Doherty thing the year before. It's like you're trying to have fun with it and put harmless stakes on it that give people something to get excited about and look forward to and make jokes and laugh about. And so it seemed like a fun thing we could do. I didn't think that it was going to be me in those floaties, but these are the risks we take, isn't it?
We take. Anytime you make a bet, you got to make sure you fall through. I mean, that's why. That's why you say, hey, I'll be really mad.
Yeah, you really got to put the stakes on the table, like Trey did.
Yep. So. Exactly.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm sure there'll be more conversations on that in the future as I desperately try to find a comfortable landing place for myself as the Team Texas after party rolls on into 2027, and everybody tells me, man, it's really getting late. We should probably pack it up. Like, I think I still hear music going on in there. Yeah. I'm like, nah, dude, we're finishing up. Why don't you move on? Cool.
That's why you show up and everybody's just walking out. It's like, oh, hey, hey, man, good to see you.
Four other people are showing up with cases of beer, and everybody's like, hey, John, we really enjoyed having you here.
Thanks for driving them.
We're so glad you could make it. Thanks for driving everyone here to the party. We really had fun with you here. Hey, get home safe. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was leaving. Like, I thought I had a place here. It's like, oh, you totally do, bro. We had a really good time, but we'll miss you. We're glad you had a good time here tonight, and we'll see you next time. I'm like, this time seems to be continuing. I don't think the party's over. It's like, oh no, man, it's getting late. We gotta start wrapping it up. We're not sure exactly what time the last person will go, but we gotta start tidying up a little bit. You understand? I'm like, I'll hang around. I'll help clean up. It's like, nah, man, we couldn't do that to you.
But if you come back in an hour, we can throw the trash in the back of your van. You throw the trash in the back of your van, and then you can take it to the dumpster.
You can haul it to the dump for it.
That would be great. Thanks, man. I appreciate
that. Don't hang out anywhere where we can see you. And move far enough away that we can talk about you, but you wouldn't hear us. That would be cool.
Oh man.
So, anyway.
speaking of, does every other center do a banquet? We do a banquet. We did do a banquet last year. This year, I think we need to do a banquet. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're doing that.
I think so.
I'm working on a practice calendar. We're working on mixed league and intermediate league and beginner league and all that. And so that'll be fun. We're going to try and get that rolling as quickly as we can because we're 50 weeks away from the next nationals. So
are we? Is it already 50?
Well, we're 1 week past, and we don't practice the last week.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 50.
50.
52
that's
in
it.
the year.
Yep.
And that's not counting the week of Christmas. That's not counting the week we'll be gone for invites. That's not counting the week we'll host invites. So we're getting there.
Perfect.
You do whatever you want, Daniel. I will. I didn't get my post. That's lost team comp conversation with John. I feel like I missed part of the experience of nationals. So, well, you heard part of it. Patrick Booth brought up some stuff about team building, and I, was like, yep. And then he kept talking about it, and so then I talked about it, and so that's sort of something you got to hear, Austin. And anyway, we all know you heard that. Anyway, yeah. What else? First, I guess I have a great video from Maddie. Got about, what do we need to fill? We need to fill about 20 minutes, right?
Yep. So one of the bartenders at the place works as an actress and a PA on film stuff. And after talking with her for a little bit, I was like, oh, I'm not going to introduce her to John, is what I decided. Why? Because she wanted to be actress first, and I was like, it was, I realized halfway through the story,
You should stop telling it?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't push you on it then.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was like, oh, yeah, this is great.
No,
I'm so
I better
good at
stop
this.
right now.
Non sequiturs. Sometimes you just go, wait, hold on. So about Thursdays, that was wild, right? Oh, man.
Thursdays?
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, it was good. It was a good seeding day. That was a solid day to seed. Yeah, HC's a hell of a drug. Yep. That's
neat. Yeah. I don't know. You want to wrap this up with Ryan Kelly, and I can go. So we're going to Great Wolf Lodge tomorrow because we were supposed to be doing a road trip home with my family, but because of Dad's situation, we scrapped that. And so instead of spending, whatever $800-900 on plane tickets, we're spending like $350 on a night at Great Wolf, so the kids will do the indoor water park and whatever other infuriatingly expensive adventures they have there. But children need experiences and memories and all that, so this is what we'll do. So
I cannot talk about Plano reopening or not.
Yeah,
that's a.
We're all disappointed. There's only one Whirly Ball facility in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Today, there's one. Next month, there's going to be one. But life lasts a long time. And we've all got dreams, goals, and ambitions.
We do.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Can I ask a question? And this is like half humorous, half serious.
Mm-hmm.
Why did so many people, historically, you tell me if I'm wrong, historically, you save the team shirt for tournament day?
Yeah.
You kind of reveal it on that day.
Right.
And that way you're wearing it when you play the tournament. So if you win, you take your team picture in the jersey that you wore that year.
Right.
I was very surprised by how many teams broke those out early. And I think one or two didn't even wear team shirts on tournament day because they'd already worn them and didn't have laundry available. So I'm kind of curious for anybody that did that, what was the thinking? Did you just make more than one? And if you did, why? I mean, I'm not trying to be judgmental, and I don't feel like there's a roast joke in it. I'm honestly curious, why people wore them differently than I feel like I've ever seen in the years that I've been attending.
I think that a lot of our D players were doing that. And we told them, hey, you want to wear it on tournament day because that's when we take pictures. And then I don't think we took any pictures during the elimination games like we normally do. Normally take elimination, during elimination games, we stop and take pictures. But I think we're so worried about the schedule getting behind that we didn't take any pictures of teams on the elimination games.
Okay.
It's not so we should have taken team pictures earlier. We really should put somebody in charge of that, because it was Clint and who used to always do it. So I think we need to make a dedicated photo person that does not have to be Jeff Jackson to be the guy who always is the one who takes pictures. Because that's just
we're lucky to have
Jeff.
Yeah, it is a lot. We're lucky to have Jeff, and he's an A player now. Like I said, he and Josh have blocked me on their phones, and our group chat has grown conspicuously silent immediately following nationals. Hey, Kiefer, let me ask you: is that the first time you've won B? Because for some reason I thought that you had won B before, but am I mistaken? Was that your first B championship?
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Oh.
Well, how about that? You had 3 seconds. Okay, that might be why I just kept seeing you in finals. Well, dude, congratulations.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
That's fantastic. I'm very happy for you, because I remember playing against you at invites, and I was like, wow, that was certainly a challenge. Didn't enjoy that. And seeing you in B again, like I felt like you were an A guy or on the cusp of it, and now you have kicked the door open. Well, so that is awesome.
The hard part is that with how Seattle finished, I'm not sure how many of those guys are going to get moved up into A, because how they
why not all of them?
Because it makes A, like, we have the same problem in C. We're at the same problem in C of 15 teams, and so then you don't really want to make new divisions. That's tough to do, and so, but
it's not. Here, watch. I'll do it. Okay. Watch.
Okay.
We could add a letter. We could not add a letter and change D, keep D as the one that everybody automatically matriculates to, and call the other the beginner division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or first timers division or something like that. Boom. I just invented like 3 different variations of how to do it. You could have upper C and lower C. Mm-hmm. You could rephrase them. You could give them the silly ass names that you had. Like, we could do all sorts of things. It's not hard at all. Not hard at all. You can have senior C and junior C for people that have been in C for more than 2 or 3 years without winning it. So you have a bunch of old, sad bastards that can't win against good, talented people. There's so many ways. I just did it. And the seeding goes faster. And the tournaments go faster.
Okay. So
it was super easy.
Right, but
you try.
Try. There's more
here's
involved.
What I want you to do. Wait,
there's
no,
more
there's
involved.
Not.
Yes,
there's
there
not
is.
At all. There's
yes,
zero
because it
involved.
affects
it's not hard.
It affects division assignments.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You can change that just as easily. No. Hey, have you won A before? Gotta stay in A. Or A+, whatever. Have you finished, like, there's so many ways. You can do it any one of a number of ways. It's so easy. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I'm barely even thinking about it.
There's more people involved. It's not like one person just makes all the decisions.
You may want to
live in a dictatorship, but here we have a committee.
I live in a dictatorship and I don't want it. But I do feel like we could make this whole thing run a little bit differently.
The Super Pro and Premier. I would absolutely do it. There would be a professional division, a Premier division, a Champions division, a Super division. Oh yeah, everything's gonna be awesome.
Thank you, Mrs. Austin. Thank you, Mrs. Austin. I'm passionate, like all Mediterraneans. Perhaps the visual component of this does add something. I don't know. That's
yeah. So, but I talked with Noah at Nationals, and I'm going to be posting in the Player Association like, hey, we need to come up with a plan for C, for sure. C for sure, because we're going to have 15 teams in that, and we need to start thinking about it now, before we get there. Otherwise, it's going to be just mass insanity.
Yep.
How would you handle that, John? Since you got all the answers.
What I would do is I would make sure and spend months pretending like I'm going to have a dozen people talk about it, never have any of those conversations. I would let shit drag out interminably with absolutely no resolution, progress, or really much effort. I would let the problem fester, let all the people it affects grow increasingly frustrated, confused, angry, or disillusioned. And then I would probably, with very little research, attention, diplomacy or care, just pull some idea out of my ass at the last minute and decide that was how it was going to be. And if anybody told me, hey, that's fucking stupid, maybe let's, try it a different way, I'd just be like, well, what are you going to do? We had a committee and that's what we decided. It's a volunteer sport.
Okay, you're talking about how
Does that sound good? Does that sound like the right way to handle our problems?
That sounds like how it's very possibly gonna be handled. But I'm talking about how we actually handle it.
It's both. It's how it's gonna be handled. It's how we actually handle it. I don't know, man. I'm being cheeky now because I'm living in frustration. But
I know.
Yeah.
But I can see the C plus, but then people that's the thing, right? Is I throw some ideas out trying to get hey, how do we feel about this? What are we thinking? And people are C and C plus feels like a slap in the face to this and that, and I was like, okay. And then as far as moving up, the C players, you can't do the two champions. The two people in all four teams get classified as B players because they were in the lower C division. And so I was like, okay, well then how do we do that? Do they stay C players and they get a banner, or do we?
I think the biggest problem you have is the pathway from C to B. So you have basically junior C and senior C, and you base it on how many years they've been there. Since everyone has to matriculate in, that's where everyone gets stuck.
Yeah.
Because 5 to 7 or 8 people a year will move up into a division where 5 people a year are moving out.
Right.
And you may have 30 people coming into it.
Right.
That'll stick around. So you have juniors, basically JVC and varsity C, based on if you've been playing in it for more than, let's say, 3 years, 4 years, whatever the cutoff is going to be, or if you're dropping down from B, because that's the other thing we got here. We had 2 or 3 B teams worth of B players in the C tournament.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a 10-team C tournament and a 10-team B tournament, it's a lot easier to schedule round robin and to schedule the tournament.
Yeah.
So there's one, is stop giving down waivers to C until C clears out. And I know we don't want to freeze people out. We don't want to discourage people from coming to nationals. We don't want to close the door to anybody. But man, if you just leave the door wide open on both sides of the house, it's getting pretty full.
Right.
No?
That's why we opened it up.
I'm going to make jokes about this.
Right.
I will make a joke about this in the roast. But the first place team had a B champion and a C champion on it. The second place team had 2 C champions on it. And 4 other teams at least had a past C champion on it.
Right.
It's not the first time that happened. When we were in Cleveland, and I've mentioned this before, they're legal teams. They got waivers. It's fine. It's what it is. But my team finished 3rd, surprise, to 2 teams that had 4 players that had 1 C before from the same location. Now, we in Texas would take those 4 players, take a 5th person, voluntarily or otherwise, and tell them, guess what? You're a B player now, and they would play as a B team, whether they had a chance to win or not. But instead, we had 2 C teams from Seattle. Again, it's legal. They got it approved. I don't think that team I took to Cleveland was a championship-level team at that point anyway. But, it's just it's just, maybe at some point, we put a hard floor in from B if you've won the banner before. If Langenfeld or Brett Kunze or some of the guys from Chicago that finished 2nd twice and moved up to try and get more development, if they fill out a C team in a year or 2, I got no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. But, if Sully wants to come back down and play C again, which he'll never fucking do, because he's finally broken the shackles and gotten free. He's escaped from the prison of the C division. I envy him. I hope he'll send me a nail file or something somewhere down the line. I just don't think he should get to come back down again. Not while we're playing, against 14 teams. No,
right.
Just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Right. Yeah, that's always the hard part, because if you say no, this team can't play in C, they have to play in B, then they okay, well then we're not going. And so it's okay, well this year probably could have used some of that, but in previous years you don't really. But then you lose that player forever. And
Maybe.
So And so
maybe I don't know, and that sucks. I agree that like. You and I had to listen to Timmy rant about the year that you made dad bods, and it was a legal team, and people were still mad about it.
Yep. Still
yeah.
mad about a legal B team, and like B. That's why I call B the cheater division.
Okay.
Because B should be where it goes, because that's a stopgap to get into A. And
yeah, B should be AAA baseball. You don't want to win a championship there. You want to get called up to the major leagues, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so everybody who can't cut an A should be playing in B, and each center kind of has to make that decision. But then also, like, players have to be willing to accept that as like the center determination. Or there's 5 players who go, you know what? We don't care if we get our teeth kicked in, like what we did for a decade straight, and say we're going to keep beating our head against this brick wall until it breaks or our head breaks, and we have yet to break the wall.
Kiefer, I think you're ready for A. I don't know if Jeff Jackson fully believes he's ready for A, but I think you should play it. Like, you guys have 5 players. Honestly, you have 10 players who are probably... You have probably, of the 10 people who played B, 8 of them would be playing A if they lived in Texas, whether they liked it or not.
Yeah.
And I realize Seattle has an abundance of riches, but if we're going to have a top level where that's where the ceiling hits, and Seattle has to bring 8 teams... then so be it. Or make a Super A for only people that have won before. Turn Unlimited into its own division with players that have all won an A banner before. Even if it's just a Seattle pool party until they all get the fuck out of the way and somebody else earns their way up into it. Yeah, S division, whatever.
Yeah. They talked about doing that this year, and so we got to come up with a... We got to come up with a solution. We got to come up with a solution for C and A, because A's got the problem of people moving up and then staying.
There's nowhere else to go.
Nowhere else to go, and Unlimited is not really a division. Unlimited is what keeps our A divisions balanced, ish. I mean, it's like when you watch Unlimited and you have the vision to see what's going on, you can't really lean. In A, you can actually focus players out. Like, we were able to keep Timmy from scoring anything because we were able to focus on him because he didn't have the staff around him in order to make it work. You can't really do that in Unlimited. And so that's the trouble is A stays, I'll put it balanced as best it can be because of Unlimited itself, because they can say, hey, you may not be able to you may not have the best team this year in A, but that's okay. You're on the Unlimited team for those longtime players, and for some, at least that's how it works here. Like, we tried to make 2 even as we could A teams, and so remember, you can always make new families.
That's right. You can always make more family.
But yeah, that's our real problem. I think that's part of the problem is the thing, and so
I mean, it really is, James. This is because this is where you start thinking about all the things like, man, if only we would do blah blah blah, and then we all get back into our little like our prairie dog burrows and start trying to find our own path or whatever. So, but anyway, let's get back to where this all started, which is Kiefer. I'm really happy and for you. Like, seriously, congratulations. It's freaking awesome. Someday you'll have to describe for me what it's like to win a banner.
Yeah.
Hopefully while I'm still young enough to remember it. Yeah, it's great. It's the way to go. I'm happy for you. Happy for Jeff. Happy for all the guys that I know and like on that team. So it's great.
Oh, nice. DC
well,
Andrew.
How about that? He's got. So if that's your 3rd banner, then I'm not as happy for you as I thought I was. I'm just bitter and jealous. That's where I stand now. Is just back to resentment. Just back to resentment.
I just have my D and B. That's it.
Yeah.
I had to miss out on my C because I got pulled up because they needed people to fill out the B team.
Yep.
That's the Texas way, as some would say.
I'll say it. I'll say it right now. I'll probably say it again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I also may go to Greece with the family next year. I don't know. I'm figuring things out. We'll see what's going to happen.
Right.
I would hate to miss a nationals, but you know, this will be the first summer that my mom could go without my dad being sick, and it might be nice for her to have the kids there with her. So, you know, maybe I won't even go to nationals. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like it's some sort of, I'm going to take my ball and go home, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's for the best if I don't. Austin's going to miss a year. Randy's almost certainly going to miss a year.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get out of. It's like an escape room where the employees went home and forgot you in there. It's just, I can't figure it out. Wait, what's the crying box about?
I don't know.
Anyway, so where are we at? We need to get about 8 more minutes, right? A little bit less than that. Not playing would suck. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to not do it, but like there was one year where I tried to do nationals and a Greece trip. I want to say it was maybe not the Chicago year. Maybe it was the Chicago year. I don't know. It was fucking difficult. It was very difficult to do that. And we had to go later, and it was really, really hot. So either I'll have to go early and miss practices right before nationals, or I'll have to go. I told you. You told me I was going to be on your team. Who's B Money? Who am I? What am I? I'm confused. Even Noah won't let me tag along. They can all stay at my apartment.
Yeah.
Who's B Money? Help me out. Who am I talking to?
Oh, it's Braden.
Oh, I'm sorry, Braden. Okay. Don't cry. I'm not saying I'm not going. I'm just saying like I need to think it through. Braden, don't be sad. Now I feel bad because like Braden, I would love to play with you. You're a super talented kid. It's sick. It's this. I hate young people. I hate natural shooters. And you're both. You're also a delightful young man. So somehow, despite it, I like you. And I would love to play with you. You got such a bright future. You're going to get a banner someday. Maybe a couple of them. And I'd love to hop on your back and get a little piggyback ride to a banner of my own while you do. But what?
James Reed doesn't know somebody.
No, he's just doing a joke because he knows what else I don't like.
Oh, fair enough. All right, yeah.
James Reed is not an idiot. He understands context, and he can tell that Braden is a guy. Anyway.
Those shirts are great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I knew what you were doing, James. I get it. I want to be the Carter. What does that mean? Like, who is the Carter? Is that who's the Carter? Is that Lil Wayne? Is that Jay-Z? I don't know. Is that a reference to that, or are we talking about Carter as in like Austin Carter?
Right. I keep playing with Cade's the real triple threat. Yeah.
Hey, Ruska's here. Frustrated with your experience at nationals. Yeah, it was a choppy stream, and there was no commentary. We were not happy about that either.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
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 Please go with me and rompers. No, the romper thing. Okay. They wore their helmets, but never against us.
Yep. And that would be a legal shot, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep. Hitting off somebody's helmet.
Would be allowed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Legal shot. Follows the rules. Well, we have hit the time, my friend.
Have we?
We have.
Man, I feel like I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're sure we're at our threshold for the month.
So here I've got 5 hours 43 minutes, and we are at 2 hours and 18 minutes. So according to my maths, carry the one, we should be at
get that Twitch money. You gotta get that $35 or whatever we get for the month.
Yeah, no, well, we have to hit a certain threshold, so we have to hit at least $55 before it pays out. And every 3 months, that's when we hit that threshold.
Yeah. But it's going towards that.
Yes.
We don't want to lose affiliate status even for a month.
Oh yeah, no.
That would be awful.
Yeah.
So that's why we did this.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, if we've gotten where we need to go, enough random rambling, we should shut it down. I will say that you will see us again. First of all, thanks everybody for jumping in.
Yes, thank you,
Mrs. Austin, thank you for being here. Mm-hmm. All you guys, Kiefer, good to see you. When we do the roast, Kiefer, I'm going to mention that in the conclusion. Just basically tell people that if you enjoyed this, watch every week on Twitch. If you don't want to watch every week on Twitch, it would help us tremendously. If you have Amazon Prime, even if you don't understand what the hell Twitch is, we have a document. Like, that's going to be a part of the conclusion. I should have done it more last year, more aggressively, and I didn't. But also, this time last year, the Twitch channel wasn't what it is now.
Right.
You know? And so it was, like, it really feels like it's turning into a touchstone for the community. And, I'm interested to see if we do this video game nonsense, if we can start growing it and bringing other people in.
Oh yeah.
Because we're already, what'd you say? We're already in the top 20%, right? Just with
because
20 live watch alongs and 150.
No, it's because we average over 7 viewers. We're top 20%, which just says, oh man, there's so many people out there trying so hard. And I'll tell you, doing it by yourself or doing it to nobody is rough.
Yep. So we, yes, we will be getting together on Sunday. We will probably talk through a couple of things as far as what the future holds, the path to nationals for 2027. Talk about what people can and can't do for Banquet. Talk about voting for things, and get all that started. And then we'll probably just do scrimmage this week, but we're going to start the process of forming an intermediate and a mixed league. When we say intermediate, that's some of the B players like Troy, the C players that played C this year, the rising D players, and then the beginner league people who expect to play D this year.
Right.
So we're going to take them, we're going to mix it up, and then we're also going to have a full mixed league where you'll have our A and unlimited players with higher level B guys and all the rest of us, and then we'll mix and match across other teams. So there'll be teams where like the advanced C and B players will play out of position to develop new skill, while lower level players moving up will get more reps against better opposition doing what they're already comfortable with, right?
Right. That's the idea. So, we'll see. Like, the next couple of weeks is going to be interesting. Normally we don't have a whole lot of participation. But maybe this year it's going to be a bit different. Although last year we had a whole lot of participation up until we started making teams, and then everybody disappeared.
Because it was football season.
I know.
Like, a lot of people, the Cowboys are on Sunday Night Football like 6 times a year, and a lot of people don't want to come to practice when that happens. So part of the reason I think that beginner leagues should be their own special focus should be for that reason. And we'll do other waka waka nonsense with video games as the background noise to lure in randos and chumps. But, all right, we should do the dismount now. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. Thank you, everybody, for a wonderful experience at Nationals. Yes, if I made you uncomfortable with my intermittent sobbing and crying, I do apologize. But I am grateful to be a part of this community of people. And I hope that we can have another wonderful year of letting this be a positive gathering space for these wonderful folks that we get to commiserate with in person so rarely. Thanks, you guys, and we'll see you Sunday night. You won't see us because it'll be the typical nonsense with just the stream of the court.
Right.
But we'll see you, and we'll all have some fun back then. Take care until Sunday. So long, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, bye for now.